Welcome back. You're tuned into Morning Call here on CNBC-TV18. Well, the SGX Nifty is suggesting a big downtake to kickstart trade. But let's get stock specific and track the top 10 stocks for you. Well, Sonia, you go first. We had the Tata Motors number. JLR looked a little disappointing.
It did, actually. So the retail sales for JLR continue to be under pressure, and the management cites the semiconductor shortages as one of the issues. But nevertheless, these numbers are not looking good. So the total JLR retail sales are down by 5% year on year. If you look at the breakup, Jaguar sales are actually down in almost double digits, so down about 10% year on year. And Land Rover sales are down by about 3.6 odd percent. JP Morgan, in fact, this morning has downgraded Tata Motors from an overweight to a neutral. And they say that what this does is causes a delay in the deleveraging timeline for JLR. The miss is, of course, driven by supply chain constraints, but wholesales are worse than retail. So wholesales have disappointed, which is an indication. Wholesales are a better indication, of the amount that the company sells to the dealers. So if that has disappointed, then, even in terms of earnings, the expectation is that things could not look good in the quarter gone by.
All right, thanks for that, Sonia. So that's Tata Motors in focus. Now, a lesser talked about name. We wouldn't usually find mention of these names here, but Jaiprakash Associates and Jaiprakash Power Ventures could be in focus. Why is that? Nimesh is here to tell us more. Nimesh.
Hi, Prashant. So, as you rightly pointed out, both these JPA group companies will be in focus today because both the boards are going to meet today and discuss and deliberate the divestment initiatives for both the companies. So, for JP Associates, they have a cement capacity of 10.5 million ton as per the latest annual report. And in JP Power Ventures, there is a small grinding unit. Now, both could be considered for disinvestment. So, what I understand from sources that the entire cement capacity of JPA group, including the grinding unit, which is under JP Power Ventures, will be sold to a large conglomerate. So that's what the news is likely to be, and the board is meeting precisely for that reason. The key to watch would be how much money they get from selling the cement assets. Remember, on JP Associates, there is a large debt on the books, so not anything will come to the shareholders, but large part of the money will go to the lenders, and majority of the money raised will be used to repay the debt. As the latest numbers suggest, on JP Associates, there is a short-term plus long-term debt put together, all put together is around 28,000 crores. So major part of this fundraising, even if they sell these assets, will be used to repay the debt. What is more interesting is, with this deal, what I understand from sources, that the key lenders, which is SBI to JP Associates, once they sell this asset, there is a high probability that SBI will not drag the company, JP Associates into NCLT. That would be a big trigger for JP Associates going forward. But as things stand, we'll have to see how much, what all assets they sell and at what money they get. But both the boards are meeting today, and what I understand from sources, the entire cement asset of JPA Group will be sold to a large conglomerate today.
All right, Nimesh, thanks for that. So not being dragged to NCLT, I think that's the big positive. It seems the street was sniffing this because in Friday's trading sessions, both those two stocks were up between 6 to around 15% odd. Moving on to the banking names, and Abhishek is joining us to tell us about Bandhan Bank, that's the quarterly update, and IDBI Bank. Hi Abhishek, good morning.
Good morning, Nigel. So Bandhan Bank, the business update is not impressive in terms of loan growth, and they have lost sheen in retail deposits as well. So the book has remained flat for H1, that is if you compare the Q2 number to Q4 FY22, it's almost flattish over there. Overall advances have grown by 21.7% YOY and about 2.8% sequentially. There is no significant improvement in collections. Collections have come to 97% as of September when compared to 96% in June and about 99% that they had in March. So not much of an improvement over there. Also the fact that they have lost out on CASA ratio anywhere around 240 basis point is the decline on a sequential basis. Even the retail deposit traction is down. Overall retail deposits are down by about 520 basis point in terms of the retail deposit share. Coming on to IDBI Bank, government and LIC together will divest about more than 60.2% stake in IDBI Bank, transfer management control as well. There are conditions which have been laid down, like eligibility of bidders, wherein they say that listed private banks, NBFCs and AIFs, all which are SEBI registered, will be eligible. Even PE funds, foreign funds as well as investment vehicles will be eligible. However, large industrial corporate houses and individuals are not eligible to bid for IDBI's bank. So criteria set for bidders are also there, wherein they have said that a minimum net worth of 22,500 crore must be there. They should have a PAT of 3 years over the last 5 years. If you take a look at the historical PAT, that is, and consortium tendering will have maximum of 4 entities, and some other clause has been set as well. Back to you.
Okay, thanks a lot for that. IDBI Bank could be a big stock today on the back of the divestment plans. But Sonal is also here to tell us about some more stocks that are in the news this morning. Sonal, good morning.
Good morning, Sonia. Well, 3 stocks that I'll be talking about today. The first one is IGL, where they've gone ahead and increased prices in the CNG segment as well by 3 rupees per kg. Now, remember, after the gas price hike, they are needed to raise prices by 8 rupees per kg to pass on the entire hike to the consumers. Still, there is 5 rupees per kg of price hike left by the company. SGX, they have put out their Q2 business update, where revenues have grown by 7% on a YY basis in constant currency terms, which also includes an acquisition made by the company. Emerging markets grew 12%. However, company says profitability was impacted by higher input cost pressures and also currency movements. And net debt has increased on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So expect the stock to see some red in trade today. PNC Infratech, where they say they have achieved financial closure for 2 hybrid annuity projects of NHAI, which cost around 2,926 crore rupees. So that stock will see some green today.
All right, Sonal, thanks very much for that. Now, oil will be in focus, has been in focus with the rise that we've seen. Manisha is here with a quick update. Manisha, hi.
Morning, Prashant. Thank you for that. Well, even with 0.5% and 1% decline that you can see in both the crude varieties, we still are holding around that 1-month highs in case of crude oil prices. Well, the reason that you have seen decline right now is the Chinese service sector that has contracted for the month of September. But remember, we've seen 15% of gains in crude prices in the previous week, and it has the best weekly gain in last 8 months. OPEC and allies cutting November output by nearly 2% of the global supplies is what has been supporting the prices. And then Russia reiterating that they will not sell oil to the country, supporting the price cap on Russian oil. But what the markets are also looking at is the strength in US dollar after that strong US non-farm payroll data that we saw on Friday. And now the markets are looking at the US inflation numbers that will come in this week. The Chinese inflation and trade data is also something that the markets are awaiting. So this one yet again promises to be a volatile week.
Okay, volatile week. We'll keep an eye out on that. Brent at almost $98 a barrel now. So a lot of stocks perhaps could be in focus as well. In case you missed out on any of the stocks, here's a quick recap. Stocks with positive news flow. There's IDBI Bank, IGL, PNC Infratech, JP Associates, JP Power, ONGC and Oil India. While stocks with negative news flow, there's Tata Motors, Bandhan Bank and SGX. Let's take a quick break on that note, but don't go anywhere. When we come back, Prakash Diwan will be joining in for some fundamental stock analysis. We'll also connect with RV Gumaste of Kirloskar Ferris to talk about their business outlook going forward. Stay tuned.